everyone, I'm Hiromichi Ando, CEO of Compath. Today I'll be introduced about our product KiDDY. So before getting started, please let me ask a question. What do you use when you plan something with close friends? I think you won't use public timeline of social network service. I think you recently, group chat service like Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, Line are used in that situation mainly. How about communication with a couple? Of course, group chat service work for it, but a service for couples called Between and Couple is popular recently. Okay, how about communication in your family? Our service KiDDY is trying to make a close communication platform for family. There is no big player who dominates this market yet. What do you think about communication between a family? It has interesting aspect. The point is the growth record of children is sharing within parents and their grandparents. However, when you share the growth record of your children, you will have three big problems. First, recording itself is troublesome. Second, sharing between parents and grandparents is something awkward. Third, concern about sharing it to public, timeline unintentionally. We want to solve these problems and make family communication platform. This is the reason why we started KiDDY. Let's take a look at inside of KiDDY. At the top screen, we put calendar-like user interface to motivate users to use continually. Posting is very simple. What you need to do is just taking a picture and write some comments, and then it's done. Sharing configuration is also simple. Once you set family account, you can share the record in your family with iPhone or Android. Posted original data is saved securely. You don't need to worry about the loss. And it's very easy to create postcard or photo book using that data. For example, if you select a picture and select a template like this, you can create postcard. That's all. Photo book has same flow, very easy. KiDDY is acquiring users in Asia, especially in Japan. After the release of open beta in the spring, we got 40,000 families in only with word of mouth. Daily number of posts is about 10,000 now. As I said, Japan has the most biggest user volume in KiDDY, and we have some competitors in Japan's market. But we got top favorite reputation by users. This is because we produced intuitive user interface and have big number of active user ratio. I want to add one more interesting point. Closed social network service like KiDDY have characteristic monetizing model and high unit value. For example, in addition to normal print, we also have premium print like a silver hydro print. This quality and unit value is very high. Basically, this type of print can be done by big company, but we made contract with them. We also have some paid service idea except printing. We will add revenue channel in order. The market size of KiDDY is huge. Our main target is parents who have children aged 0 to 6. The potential families volume in Japan is 5 million families. Globally, it becomes 50 million in developed countries. If we include Southeast Asia, China, and India, number of potential families becomes 200 million families. For expanding our share, KiDDY will focus on two things. First is expansion in our consumers, other countries. We are making European version at the beginning. And print service will be shipped internationally. They will be started in early 2014. Second is we are expanding type of data. User can post especially healthcare data of children. This also be done in next year. KiDDY's goal is becoming a platform for having communications and storage, strong private storage of private data with family. Smile with your loved one with KiDDY. Thanks.
Why don't you join me over here, if you will, please? And I'll give you this microphone. Okay, you're going to take the tough questions? All right, excellent. So we can let the tough questions begin. So first of all, thank you for coming the furthest of any of our startup competition members from Japan. It's a long journey. Questions from our judges? Jeff.
So are you, at this point, earning revenue from the prints already? And if so, what sort of conversion rates are you looking at?
So we already are doing the printing service and making the profit from it. So already it's done.
And what sort of revenue has that produced so far?
Sorry?
What sort of revenue has that produced so far?
We cannot say the concrete number, but in a few years, it will be almost 100 million. No, $1 million. Sorry, in Japanese, 100 million yen.
Okay, thank you.
Good. So you said you are currently making money, and you said you were profitable. Is your business profitable at this time?
Yes, we are trying to make it a profit, but now we're in the progress of making the profit.
So you're not yet break even. Okay, just wanted to be clarify there. Other questions here?
How do you want to target the European market or other markets? How do you want to do?
Yes, we are actually we don't have any clear idea yet, but we will follow the same way done in Japan. So in Japan, our service is expanded by as he said, word of mouth. So I think we have a confidence about the user interface, so it's very intuitive to use. So if we for example, localize for a European country, I think that we can get some enough user to do the business.
Okay. It seems like one of the assumptions you're making is that parents would prefer not to share family information about their children on social networks. And so this is a private social network for that purpose. But do you see a point where you might bridge so that someone is not living in redundant worlds?
Yes, of course you can share the information, for example, Facebook timeline. So, you can have the option to share. For example, if your kids are wearing a very nice costume, I think you want to post. But if your kids are crying very much, so at that time you want, so you can have a choice.
Okay. Other thoughts? Other questions?
Do you view yourself more as a social network or more as a means to disrupt something like tiny prints? Or are you familiar with tiny prints?
Tiny?
Tiny prints?
Something to disrupt the postcard industry or something to disrupt holiday greeting cards?
I don't have the clear idea about that, but well.
So which business do you think is more of a competitor? Something like Path? Something like Path that's a private social network? Or is it something more like Tiny Prints or holiday greeting cards business where you may get things like children's photos sent to you as well?
So we think it has a two ways. Of course, for example, 23 Snaps and the Path is the big competitor for us. But we also have the other side, as you said, the tiny print thing. So now we are trying, investigating that the business model, and which will be the big competitor for us. So yeah, it's hard to say answer clearly.
Do you see, I know today you're monetizing the business through the printing of postcards, greeting cards, photographs. Do you imagine that there are other paths to monetization? Do you see, for example, membership fees or something else coming into play at some point?
Now we are concentrating on the printing service. So, but in the next phase we will do that.
Okay, great. Any final questions here? You have what you need to make your assessments?
One quick question. It seems like the previous incarnation of this business was a social sort of location-based recommendation engine. How did you course correct from that into this?
He heard the user's opinion, so he made it a lot of question going to the park who had, mother had the kids. And they wanted this kind of service in Japan, so that's why he changed the direction of the service. But I think he's still doing that service too.
Excellent. Very good. Well, gentlemen, thank you very much. I'll take the microphone back, but thank you for joining us from so far away. Thank you.